Hashtag real talk. Are you embarrassed by your mom's weird Facebook posts? Did you accidentally have a drunk Twitter post that your job might see? Are you feeling jealous of your friend's vacation pictures on Instagram? Why do we feel these ways? It's social media. I was born in 1995, only a few years before MySpace was created, and less than 10 years before Facebook and Twitter became an active use. The majority of my life has been spent with social media as a present, omnipresent existence. I am the direct result of a generation always communicating online, always posting, always sharing, always liking. But have we considered the effects that social media can have and what would possibly happen if we reduced our use? Today I'm going to talk about the damage that social media can possibly have on your professional career, the mental and emotional effects of social media on your daily life, and how decreasing your use can improve your overall life. So let's start with the professional context. Social media may damage your personal careers. It is not an essential advancement tool in an economic standpoint. From one of the top real estate companies in Dallas, Grown Partners, they said about social media, it creates shortcuts that don't serve clientele overall. It actually serves as a disconnecting tool. It creates an entire generation of a workforce that doesn't have personal skills. They only know how to communicate online. But what happens when they come face to face with clients? It's not necessary to have a persona or online presence as well in order to have a great career. From Cal Newport's TED Talk, he said that the market thrives off of need, a need for quality creations. This means that the number of Instagram followers negates the value of your work. Reward comes from craft and skill being honed, not from the number of likes you get on your daily Facebook post. So, if we're to improve our professional lives, let's talk about some of the negative effects on your mental health that social media can have. A study in 2013 said that we touch or check our phones on at least an average of 150 times per day. That's a staggering number. But what question does that exposure pose for us? Another study from 2013 brought up a link between Facebook and the subjective well-being of its participants. The subject was to find out if there was a link, in fact, between Facebook and possibly an increased idea of well-being or self-esteem, or a decrease in well-being and self-esteem. Overall, they revealed that their participants declined in overall self-esteem from regular use on Facebook and actually had an increase in depressive symptoms. This link was found to be due to miscommunication between social media site users. This means that not having direct person-to-person links in communication, as in a one-on-one conversation in life, created a chasm that confused its users and therefore created ideas of anxiety and depression. Social media sites are known to use Las Vegas principles, per Cal Newport, a computer scientist, that create addictive tendencies and tactics that are meant to develop technology to make max profits for their social media companies. They've actually created an entire work that is just called attention engineers. Their whole job is to keep your attention and get as many people to their site as possible, as many likes as possible. This, therefore, creates a cognitive consequence for you and I. Lastly, let's see how reducing your social media site usage can actually be implemented. Let's cut down on screen time. The screen time we see 150 times on average per day has created a phantom limb effect on us. How about we try to make direct calls to one another, speak to those in your everyday life, and actively refuse to check your social media sites? From Newport's TED Talk, he also states, as a computer scientist, that he lives without social media. He functions and has a fulfilled personal and professional life without it. He often doesn't work past 8 p.m. due to an increase in concentration, which allows for better productivity, which means more free time. Save private info. This allows for better productivity. Now, some of these social media sites also will save your private info and data. Yale Law School names this as data mining, otherwise known as social media mining. Rampant among social media sites is this mining process. In recent news, Cambridge Analytica data breach with Facebook mined over 50 million profiles for info to target political ideologies in 2016 that affected the presidential election. A reduction in social media site presence would be the equivalent of taking away the voluntary info that you allow to be exposed to companies for either influence or targeting. Now that we are familiar with the benefits of reducing your social media presence, we can change your professional outlook overall. We can create a better, mental being for yourself, and I hope you reconsider your social media usage. In solidarity, let's put the phones down, delete your Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or etc. for a week, and let's open our eyes to what's directly in front of us. Life.